Hello all, welcome back to the channel, The Research Junction. In this video, we are going to learn about what is a research gap. And did you know there are different types of research gap available? So we are also going to learn about these different types of research gap so that you will be able to understand which type of research gap would be the most suitable or appropriate while writing your research paper, doing your dissertation or a master thesis. So let's get started. A research gap can be simply understood by first understanding what a research problem is. A research problem is nothing but the problem that a management or a customer or any employee faces in their work or day-to-day activities. Now that is the problem. But when we want to solve that problem, we need to first understand whether the existing literature which is available already has the solution to the problems which we are trying to analyze. When we find that there is no concrete solution available for the research problem which we are trying to analyze, is then that definitely a research gap exists. The research gap is nothing but a gap found in the knowledge that exists and the knowledge which we are trying to find to solve a certain problem. Now there can be different types of research gaps based on your study. Let's analyze the different types of research gap which you can find while doing your study. The first is called as an evidence gap. When you try finding literature to try to solve your problem, you might find different literature having different types of solutions. Now the solutions can be contradictory to each other. One article may tell this type of a solution, the second might tell the other type of a solution. Therefore, you have a confusion to what type of solution would be suitable for your research. In that cases, you will again have to develop a study for your situation to get the right answer. This type of gaps are called as an evidence gap. The second is called as a knowledge gap. Knowledge gap is simply when you are not able to find any solution for your research problem. It might be a very different type of a research problem that you are playing with or studying, and no literature can back up a solution for you. So those types of gaps are called as knowledge gap. The third is called as practical knowledge gap. Now, when professional behavior or practices deviate from research findings or they are not covered by any research. The next is called as a methodological gap. Now, in research, you might have studied different methodologies. Different researchers, different papers use different methodologies. Now, suppose when you're trying to find a solution, you come up with papers which have a certain methodology which has been used. But the methodology you think will suffice the solution for your problem is missing. Then you can conduct your own research with the new methodology you wanted to use, and the research gap here is called as the methodological gap, that no methodology has been used which you wanted to in the existing literature. The next is called as an empirical gap. When the research findings or propositions need to be evaluated or empirically verified, that is called as an empirical gap. In very simple words, I would like to explain this a little further. When there are research papers which have maybe interview solutions or different types of other solutions which have been provided but not proper, lengthy and genuine surveys that has been conducted, you would still want to go ahead with a study with the similar topic but with a different approach, that is maybe a quantitative study you want to do. So those type of gaps can be called as empirical gap. Let me explain this in simpler words. When there is literature on your same topic but the evidences are not suffice to completely rely on those solutions, you might want to redo the work. Or in case there are literature which have used qualitative methods as interview methods or different types of methods but not a quantitative survey questionnaire approach, then you would also like to do the same study but in a quantitative method wherein you can collect the data from each of your sample size. So these type of gap can be called as empirical gap. Now suppose the research problem you have cannot be solved through the existing theoretical models or any frameworks. You would like to understand further how these theories can be extended or amended to find the solution or to find the factors influencing a particular problem. So these type of problems are called as theoretical gap, wherein no existing theories can be 100% relied to solve your problem. Either those theories need to be amended or needs to be extended, or any new theory might have to be made. So when you are facing these type of gaps, these are meant as theoretical gaps. Next is the population gap, wherein researchers conducted in your study, in your field, have conducted the study in different population. That is, maybe this same study has been done in USA but not in Germany, or the same study has been done with the Spain's or Portugal's employees in a specific company, but it has not been done in the Indian context. Therefore the population is completely different. When there are different populations, their behavior, the psychological attitudes vary from each other. Therefore it is necessary to conduct the same study in a different population group. Therefore, this gap can be considered as a population gap which comes under the overall umbrella called as research gap.
Hope this video was informative and now you would be able to differentiate between the different research gaps available and which research gap to be used for which different types of papers. So for any inquiries or doubts, please feel free to contact me. See you soon.